Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and I'm here at Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm going to show you some really cool things you can do with the Stripology XL Ruler and my new tools, the point trimmers. So the XL Ruler allows you now to cut your 60-degree diamonds and triangles. You can cut your strips first into diamonds, and then if you need triangles for your project, that's easy to do. So here we have diamonds and triangles. We would just turn the ruler and cut these into triangles. You can learn more about these techniques by watching the Stripology XL Basics video, but let me show you. So now we can take all kinds of 60-degree patterns and stripologize them. So instead of using a 60-degree ruler, you can just strip cut all of these. Now, the one thing that I hate when I cut things from a strip is that we have all these dog ears on our unit. So when we're putting them together, sometimes we have to be guessing on how much to extend them so that our points will end up correct. But here's the tool I designed. So the point trimmers there's 3 different point trimmers. We have a 60-degree one, which works for 60-degree triangles, diamonds, parallelograms, and even half hexagons. So what you do, you can take this little trimmer, you align each side of the trimmer with the edges of the triangle or the diamond, and then you can just cut these little tips off. I'm sure if you've ever made a quilt with 60-degree angles, you've experienced this where you have to kind of guess how much to overlap them so that your seams will come out right. But once these little corners are all trimmed off, it will all happen automatically and very easily. So whether you're putting together multiple triangles or triangles with diamonds, or even multiple diamonds, for example for a Lone Star quilt, once you're going to sew these together, these edges will just align perfectly and you know exactly how to position them for that perfect seam. So this 60-degree trimmer has a second feature. Sometimes we have a unit that is a 30-degree right triangle. So this is really just a 60-degree triangle cut in half. And so you want to have that flat tip when you want to put 2 sides on a 60-degree triangle. And so we have that, I have that marking on the trimmer. So on this side, so I would just flip these over if I'm going to do them all at the same time. So this little dotted line that's here on the right side, I want to align that with that straight edge on the triangle, and then just slide it down until the edge of the trimmer is even with the edge of the triangle, and then we're ready to cut that tip off, and you will have a perfect 30-degree right triangle that has the 1/4-inch seam allowance on it already built in. Now, to be able to take your patterns that has maybe using a 60-degree ruler, I have created a little cheat sheet, shortcut sheet, because if you have a pattern that tells you to cut a certain strip and you're cutting these out with a 60-degree ruler that has a flat tip, all you would have to do for 60-degree triangles is add a 1/4-inch to all your strips. If you're doing 30-degree right triangles, you just cut the strips a 1/2 inch wider than your pattern does. So great to print out. You can find this on my website, gequiltdesigns.com. But let me show you some other things you can do with the trimmers. So the second trimmer in the group is a 90-degree right triangle, so with 2 45-degree blunt edges on the sides. So multiple patterns have, maybe you would be cutting out your squares and then you have to cut them diagonally to create a 90-degree right triangle. But we could just do all of that with the ruler and then take our edges and align these 2 edges on the bottom side and the other side of the triangle and trim that blunt edge. So this was really helpful when I was making my pattern Trinity, and we can show you here up on the screen. because those blocks are actually are triangle blocks. So when we were to put these together in a row, like so, for example, this will just all fit together perfectly. You have a flat edge and a flat edge, so you know exactly where to position things, and then everything will kind of flow together easy. Now the third trimmer in the group is a 120-degree triangle with two 30-degree corners. So this gets created from a 60-degree triangle that's cut in half lengthwise, or 60-degree diamond, sorry, that's cut in half lengthwise. And then we would just take all of these and we'll just stack them up. And then again, line that trimmer up with the two corners. And then trim those little tips off. So if I were to sew those into a row lengthwise, they would be so easy to position like this. You flip them on top and everything fits together. And all your seams will work out perfectly. Now to show you this in action, I have a quilt right behind me. So it's hanging right there on the ladder. This is one of my newer patterns called Ava. So Ava uses both the 60-degree line on the ruler to cut our blocks. So here's the Ava pattern. And so we're going to be cutting parallelograms. So parallelograms they're not symmetrical units, so they have a 60-degree angle on both sides. So you'll both be cutting kind of tilted to the left and then tilted to the right angles. So let me just show you a little demo on this and how the trimmers make it so much easier for this quilt to come together. So we have our Ava blocks here. This is just the rectangle. And then I'm going to align the 60-degree line on my ruler on the top edge here, and we're just going to make that cut through the block. I know it's a little bit scary sometimes cutting our piece units apart, but here's where the really helpful thing happens. So these 2 points, I'm going to use my 60-degree trimmer and just align that on the edge here and trim that corner off, both sides. So now I have these trimmed, and then I went ahead and cut my parallelograms with the XL ruler, and I trimmed both tips of the parallelogram. So this is going to get sewn between these two pieces. So when I align this one, look how perfectly this is going to fit edge to edge, and you can just sew and press. So we are to this stage here. And you will always end up with a perfectly straight line on each side. So no guessing on where that triangle needs to hit. And so the other unit comes on top. Also that blunt edge fits here perfectly, and this side perfectly on the bottom. So working with these diagonal units and a bias edge becomes not a problem at all, because it all fits together so easily using these little tools. So believe me, these little guys really make your life easier. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. So check them out if you want to try some of these 60-degree cuts with the Stripology XL ruler. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. You can see more of my videos here on the Fat Quarter Shop YouTube channel or on my own YouTube channel, GE Designs. Find my other stuff on my website, gequiltdesigns.com. Thanks for watching.